Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Gebo the Shaman, and today we are talking about what happens when we have Ketu placed in the third house in your birth chart. So, as you may know, I am a Vedic astrologer and I do a whole bunch of other things. I'm a Qigong teacher, so you can see my Qigong courses over there. I do distance energy healing, career coaching, life coaching, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So you can check out all my services at GeboTheShaman.com. I do have a astrology certification course, as well as my astrology readings, which also include like career readings and relationship readings, things like that, and also birth time rectification. So those are the things that I offer. So, among others. Alright, so let's talk about what happens when we have Ketu in the third house in your D1 birth chart. So, once again, I am a Vedic astrologer and not a Western astrologer. So, if you're using your Western chart, you want to adjust it by 24 degrees. And that will give you the Vedic astrology chart. So I just recommend going and doing the Vedic astrology chart of your own and getting that. Alright, so Ketu, also known as the north node of the moon, is placed in the third house. So in order to understand what this placement means, we need to understand what Ketu means. Then we'll talk about what the third house means, put them together, and Bob's your uncle. We have our own analysis from that. So, alright, so what is Ketu? Ketu is the planet of dissatisfaction with the material world, with the material plane, and so he wants to go into spirituality. He wants to dissociate. He wants to disconnect from this world and go into spiritual practices. He wants to connect spiritually into meditation, yoga, qigong, all kinds of stuff. So those are the things that Ketu does. Remember, Ketu is the body of Rahu. So Rahu is the severed head, the detached head, and then Ketu is the body. So Rahu, on the other hand, wants to go into the material plane, this material world, and he wants to consume and enjoy. However, Ketu's like, yeah, we've already been there, we've already done that, let's move on. So Ketu is into spirituality, into dissolving the ego and not having anything to do with like the material world. He wants to just exist in spirit. So this is Ketu. So Ketu is associated with being a monk, being celibate, being doing spiritual practices every single day, and kind of devoting yourself to having a spiritual life. Alright. So the other thing about Ketu is that this shows that you've already mastered the area that he's sitting in. So that would be the third house. So it's like almost like you've been there, you've done that, and you don't get any satisfaction out of it. So in other words, Rahu is dissatisfaction and unfulfillment, but he wants to go into it. Ketu is, so that's Rahu. Ketu is on the opposite ends. Dissatisfaction and unfulfillment because you've already been there and you want to get away from it. You want to go the opposite way into spirituality. So, what is the third house? Now, the third house is the house of our siblings. This is the house of our communication. This is the house of our intellect, our communicative ability, our ability to understand things, and this is the house of our courage, our bravery. It's our ability to use our intellect, to use our smarts, to use our brains, basically. This is the brain. So it wants to use those things. And so the third house has to do with communication, communicative ability, and it's all about communication, and just it's quick communication with others. So like it's our interpersonal communication. So third house would be things like text messaging. Third house would be quick communications, emails, the internet, things like that, e-commerce, stuff like that. So yeah, third house. When you think of the third house, you can kind of think of Gemini energy, because Gemini is the third sign. So you can think of Gemini energy. So what happens when we have Ketu in the third house? Well, Ketu in the third house is all about what is all about it's like dissatisfaction with like communication. So this could be your very introverted person. I don't see this person as being shy in any way, because Ketu is what we've already mastered. So we've already done our fair share of communication and mastered communication with other people, and now we just want to be alone, and we just want to kind of be by ourselves. And yeah, the third house is like this interpersonal dynamic. It's like a back and forth of communication between you and others. So with Ketu here, you're like, yeah, I've already done that. I've been there, I've done that. So this makes you not so communicative. Although the things that you say can be very deep, can be very meaningful. So you might be one of those people who is like very non-talkative. Like you might say very few words. However, the things that you do say, the words that you do say, are like very deep and impactful. So yeah, if you have Ketu in the third house, you have mastered like communication in a past life. That doesn't mean that you're going to be an excellent like a perfect communicator in this life. It just means that you've kind of mastered it, and you've been there, done that, and you're done with it, kind of thing. So this also represents like friendship and interpersonal relationships. So you might be a loner, you might be a homebody, you might be someone who just like just doesn't have a lot of friends and doesn't want any. Like Ketu in the third house, this could be someone who does like mantras or like who teaches. So if you have Ketu in the third, you could like you would be one of those people who doesn't want to talk about ordinary things, you know, the weather or what's going on in sports or politics or whatever, you know. Just the everyday mundane things would not interest you, and you know, so it's just kind of, you're done with that. So then we have the intellect. So this is a very good position for meditation, because if you have Ketu in the third house, the third house is the house of your intellect, and Ketu is spirituality, basically. So Ketu is, you know, he's mastered the intellect, and so he's kind of, he realizes that only the intellect can only take you so far. The intellect is only good for navigating in this 3D reality, this 3D illusion, and you know, because here's the thing about spirituality, guys. It's not intellectual. It is not intellectual. It goes off of the right brain, the feeling brain, the creative, imaginative, feeling brain. It's not the left brain, the logical, organized, categorized, you know, logical and intellectual part of the brain. It's not that. So spirituality is very right brained. So this means that Ketu has a good understanding of the intellect and things like that, and he's very smart. He's very, you know, with Ketu in the third house, this person can be very smart, very intellectual. However, there's this like dissatisfaction with it. Like the intellect can only take you so far, and if you want to really progress in spirituality and spiritual growth, then it's going to require that you put aside your intellect and just go with the flow. Go with what spirit is telling you. Like you're going to have experiences that will not make sense to your intellect. So that's why it's good to just put that away. Alright, so let me see how I am on time, and I am good. So yeah, that's about it for today, guys. So I hope you had a really good understanding of what Ketu in the third house can do. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will talk to you next time. So before I end this out, I do have a lot of good stuff to offer you. I do have a lot of stuff on sale right now. Bundle sales going on my channel, so you can go ahead and check out GeboTheShaman.com and check out all my courses, products, services, everything that I have to offer. And of course, I have my Vedic Astrology certification course. So that is great for people who are interested in Vedic astrology, but you just don't know how to go about it or how to give a reading. So this will give you some confidence in actually getting that reading, giving a reading. In my Vedic astrology certification course, I basically take you step A through step Z of how I do an astrology certification or astrology reading. So for my clients and stuff like that, like it's very good. So, and then not only that, it includes like video, like self-paced videos, which you can take your time listening to. And then it also includes like a PDF documents, PDF templates, and things like that. Just PDF instruction manual to take you step by step through the process of giving an astrology reading and things like that. So yeah. So then let's see here. So then we have and if you pass that test, it's for the Vedic Astrology Certification course. You passed my test, and I will give you your own Vedic Astrology website. So to become a certified Vedic astrologer, and not only that, you'll get the opportunity to be promoted on the channel and to get your your name out there as a Vedic astrologer. So it's a very exciting opportunity. So I'm looking forward to more people taking advantage of that course. And of course, you can make as much income from this business as you like. You can become a full-time Vedic astrologer, or you can just do it as a part-time side hustle. So there's that. Alright, so then we have the Vedic astrology readings. So I do offer my standard reading that I do for everybody, which is very powerful and very good. And then I have readings where I focus on your careers and your relationships and things like that. So that's all things to consider. Then we have the birth time rectification. So if you're interested in that, that's a great opportunity to kind of get a solid birth time if you don't have it, because it can be very difficult to do an astrology reading without an accurate time of birth. It's like it needs to be accurate to the minute, and so that's what I promise. I promise to get your birth time down to the span of 1 minute, and that's not something that a lot of astrologers can do. That's not something that a lot of astrologers can offer, because they're not experienced enough in it, or they are, they just don't have the time to do it. However, I do, so I do it. Alright, so then we have the Qigong courses. So we have the Cosmic Qigong right here, and the Self-Transformation Challenge right here. And both of these courses are extremely powerful. So this Self-Transformation Challenge, you can see me doing some Kundalini Yoga right there. And it's basically very powerful. It aligns the Kundalini energy with the Qi energy in your body. And there's some meditations in there, and not only that, but both of these courses that I do have energy that taps into the Shen energy of the heart center. So it's that lightning energy that protects the soul, and once we start releasing that through the palms and through the energy meridians, we take our energy level and we boost it up to the next level. It is an incredible practice that has saved my life, and it's just incredible. It's made me healthier, happier, less depressed, things like that. It's amazing. So check that out as well. Alright, and then we have the distance energy healing. So I do these practices and I combine them with Reiki and Qigong and my shamanic work that I do. And so if you're interested in energy healing, then you can check out my website, GeboTheShaman.com. And then we have the career coaching and the life coaching. So right now I'm trying to get more clients for my life coaching and career coaching. So if you're basically my career coaching is I walk you through the steps that I take every day to figure out what I want to do in life and what makes me happy. So, because the truth is, you can make a career out of doing what you would do anyway. I mean, I like astrology readings, so I'm a Vedic astrologer. So yeah, you can make money doing whatever you want to do. So it's all about finding what that is, because a lot of people are just like moping around on the couch wondering what their life purpose is, but they don't take any action towards that. So it's kind of you need to figure that out for yourself, because once you have that purpose, that drive, that motivation comes along, and it just propels you towards it like crazy. So that's what I offer. And then we have the we have the ritual magic courses and the emotional awareness course. So you can check out my Patreon as well, patreon.com/Gebo the Shaman. And yeah, so those are the things that I have to offer, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. You can check out all things that I have to offer on my website. You can go to gebotheshaman.com to check out all my products, services, courses, everything that I have to offer. Always available at gebotheshaman.com. Alright, so with that, I will end the video and we will talk to you next time. Peace.